I went to see great works of art before barbarians who cannot even recognize great works of art destroy them.
Frank Ernest is not involved with the Richmond Monument Commission, but he's from the Virginia chapter of the Sons of Confederate Veterans. He's the spokesman of the chapter.
Can you just tell us what the Sons of Confederate Veterans is?
Yes, and if you will, it's very easy what we are. We are the male descendants of the Confederate Army and Navy, all Confederate force, military force. My great-great-grandfather rode under General Jeb Stuart with the 9th Virginia Cavalry. I just discovered that I knew my wife's ancestor rode with the 2nd North Carolina, but as it turns out, those two units were under the same command, and so our great-grandfathers fought beside each other at Gettysburg.
In our conversation with Frank Ernest, he threw a lot of history at us, a certain version of history.
Frank, lots of people, they use the phrase Southern heritage, and that, they're defending Southern heritage and not white supremacy. They tend to make a distinction. So can you explain what Southern heritage means to you?
Well, absolutely. I mean, the reason that they say Southern heritage means keeping slaves, that's what I've heard. And no, it doesn't. It's a much more political answer than that. This turmoil, North and South, had been coming. It had a lot of things that it was over. This country was founded twice. It was founded in 1607 by people from Great Britain who were mainly Irish, Scottish, Welsh, but Celts. It was founded again in 1620 in Plymouth, Massachusetts, by the English. We still call that New England. The X on our battle flag, the flag that upsets everybody so much, when it was originated, came from the Cross of St. Andrew of Scotland. We have always had a balancing act between North and South that boiled over in 1861. Was slavery more fuel on the already burning fire? Absolutely, I agree. It was definitely a cause. But the fire was already there before you threw more fuel onto it.
So the question I have for you is what Southern heritage should mean for the many, many Black people in the South?
What they should understand is, like I said, when you go back, our ancestors were primarily Celtic, Scottish, Irish, and Welsh. We have a different lifestyle than the North always have had. We would have had a different set of lifestyle with or without slaves. Slavery is a bad stain on all of America, but Southern heritage is not slavery to us. It is the lifestyle that we have in the South that's different. And everybody to this day says, we do things at a slower pace. We talk differently. We eat different foods. It is. It's a culture, just like the Black culture or any other culture. And these men to us are men who defended that culture and that heritage, not men who fought to keep slavery.
If I had a forebear who was complicit or involved in something heinous, I don't know if I would necessarily feel...
And I know what you're saying, and I understand. I do. I want to understand where you're coming from. But you must understand that there were hundreds of thousands of people involved on both sides of that war. Hundreds of thousands of people died, and any scholar or anyone, whether they agree with me or not, will tell you that at best 6% of the South at that time were rich slave owners. I just cannot believe that my ancestors, the ones that owned no slaves, or anybody's ancestors, could be brought to a frenzy where they would go and die the way they did, and 14-year-old boys and 60-year-old men and almost the entire population of the South. To me, it's ludicrous to say that I agree with you. I don't think they would have fought for that. How could I defend men who would fight for this? I don't. I defend men who I don't think did fight for that.